Hello everyone, welcome to Bards and Books. I'm Usman, and today I will be doing a review on Knife of Dreams, Book 11 in the Wheel of Time by Robert Jordan. Now first off, I'm not a huge fan of the prose in the Wheel of Time. It's really overly descriptive at times, it can be convoluted at times, and it's just tedious to get through. But in this book, I have to say it's really toned down, much easier to get through, much smoother. The pacing is a whole lot better. It seems like we got a whole new Robert Jordan here, or at least he's fixed a lot of the criticisms that I had in the previous books, so that's nice. The moments here, the big impactful moments, are that much more impactful because of the slight change in writing here. And for once I can actually see a reread on the horizon for this series, which is something I never even considered before. Probably on audio, most likely it would be on audio. I think it would be just a lot smoother to get through this series on audio, but yeah, that's just a nice little change of heart that I've had there. But let's move on to Knife of Dreams. So this book, we get a good sense of the tone in this book, which is like really filled with dread and a sense that things are coming to a head, like Tarmon Gai'dan is just around the corner. There's also a huge sense of thrill and mystery where we have the Aes Sedai interacting with each other now, but we also have Aes Sedai interacting with Asha'man now, these men who can channel, and that's just like a crazy thing now because, you know, for thousands of years, men channeling has just been a no-no, and now it's like a normal thing, and everybody's super weary of them, and even they're weary of others because they know what others think of them, and it's just really awkward, tense vibes we get here with them. And another thing to add to that is the Black Ajah. We know there's a Black Ajah now. It's coming more to the forefront. Like, even people in the story who are skeptical of it are kind of, you know, shifting their attitude a little bit and coming to a realization. So that's really cool, seeing the dynamic between them, seeing all the suspicion that everybody has, and just the awkward, tense kind of encounters we have here. So that's really cool. I enjoyed it a lot. You know, people are turning up dead left, right, and center, and it's just like, who's doing this? Who's the evil one? You know, we gotta find the killer, and who's Black Ajah, and who's a dark friend, and all that stuff. So it's cool. Another huge part of this book that grants a lot of enjoyment is the fact that we have these little subplots, and they all come to a very satisfying ending within this book. There's a huge sense of justice here. A lot of evil people and good people get the justice or the consequences that they deserve. So a lot of, like, you know, bad people will do bad things and then they'll pay for it. A lot of good people will do maybe dumb things at times and they'll pay for that. So that's really nice to see. So that provided a little more intrigue and just made for some more gripping moments overall. Let's get to the characters. I do have some least favorite characters and some favorite characters. Let's start with my least favorite character, which would have to be Elaine, especially in this book. She's just been really insufferable lately. I get that she's pregnant. She has been for a while. I get that she's just going through a whole other load of struggles here in terms of, you know, trying to gain control of a nation that she's the heir to, and you know, just people just trying to kill her and harm her and whatnot. Yeah, that can be really, really tough. However, it's not enjoyable to read a character who only has two emotions. 80% of that is anger or irritation, and the other 20% is everything else. So it's not fun. She's like I said, insufferable. She's not fun to deal with. I cringe every time she's interacting with like any other character. I just feel like she's gonna snap on them, and I feel bad for that character. I feel like she just needs to, you know, drink some hot tea and go take a nap. She needs to calm down. She needs to, I don't know. Maybe I might be super insensitive here. I don't know, but she's going through her thing. That's fine. It's just not enjoyable for me to read at the moment. Maybe she'll have some crazy sort of arc, or maybe she'll turn into a decent person later on. I don't know. So let's move on to my other least favorite character, which would have to be Perrin. Now, Perrin has just come down a long way for me. He used to be my favorite character when the series started. I thought he was super cool, like, you know, the gentle giant who is a nice guy and who has the coolest powers, like these wolf powers. Like he's got yellow eyes, he's got super sight, super hearing, super smell. Look, wolves are my favorite animals, so you know anything wolf related, werewolves, I'm that's my jam. That's what I love. So Perrin started off strong, but he's really just turned into this big, broody, you know, depressed guy who has been concerned with nothing but just getting his wife back. And it seems like he's even half-assing that for some reason, which I don't know. I could be wrong. That's just how I feel. But he hasn't been any fun to read about lately, so he's really dropped a long way. And like I said, we'll see later on what becomes of him. But for now, the other two characters I want to talk about are at the opposite end of the spectrum. They are turned into my most favorite characters. Let's start with Mat. He's tactful. He's a history buff. He's just got a lot of knowledge and wisdom, and for, you know, someone of his age, it's impressive. I get that that's his powers, that's his thing, but personally, that's all the things I love. I love history, even reading about the history in a fictitious world here, a fantasy world. It's really interesting to me. I love that. I love how tactful he is and how good of a general he is, you know, in battle. That's really cool. I like that he's got just a whole ton of practical knowledge that he's inherited. Like, I enjoy reading scenes of him, you know, bargaining for a horse or something, and him going through all the steps of making sure that horse is healthy and what to check for and all that stuff. That's just stuff that interests me. It's stuff I like. I know that's not the case for everyone, but that's how it is for me. So it makes for a very enjoyable read for me. And I think Mat is a decent guy. He's an interesting guy. He has a lot of cool, you know, hobbies, even though they can be frowned upon. I think he goes out of his way to help his friends. He's a decent human being, even though he gets a lot of slack for it, especially from women, it seems. Women just really like to shit on Mat, and I don't like that. Mat's my boy. I don't like that, you know? He doesn't deserve it, honestly. But yeah, he's skillful, he's witty, he's awesome. Now let's talk about my most favorite character after this book. She has come to the very top, and that is Egwene. Egwene goes through a lot in this book. Now, first of all, we know from the previous books that the White Tower has kind of been split, and we have one side, which is Elaida, who's the new Amyrlin seat, and then you got kind of the refugees who think that there's a whole lot of no good going up to in the White Tower, and then they've made Egwene their new Amyrlin seat, which, when that happened, I wasn't for it. Honestly, when Egwene became Amyrlin's seat and then she just like made her friends Aes Sedai, I was like, what's going on here? Is she going to be like the Oprah of Amyrlin's? Is she going to be like, and you're an Aes Sedai, and you're an Aes Sedai? I didn't buy it. I didn't like it. I thought that it was going to really bring down the series if that's the way it went about. I didn't think she earned her place at all, and the other girls didn't earn it at all. I'm like, I don't like it. But in this book, Egwene really steps up. She really shines here and proves why she deserves to be not only Aes Sedai, but the Amyrlin seat. She endures an incredible amount of pain and hardship. She's very tactful. She's clever. She, through her subtle scheming, she like really proves why she deserves to be followed as the Amyrlin seat, why she deserves to be an Aes Sedai and deserves to, you know, be the Amyrlin seat, the ruler of the White Tower. So that's really nice to see. I think she's come a long way. She goes through a lot to protect, you know, the people she cares about, to set things the right way. So yeah, Egwene, top tier in my books, absolutely deserves to be Amyrlin's seat. As for the other girls, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens with them. But those are just my thoughts on some of the characters here. And obviously, you know, other characters like Rand, he goes through stuff too, really impactful stuff, which will be really interesting to see how he deals with in the later books. And Nynaeve's getting a little more interesting too, although she wasn't in this book for much of it. Overall, I give this book a solid 4 stars. It was heaps better than the other books. I haven't enjoyed a Wheel of Time book this much since the first 2, so it's been some time, and I'm so glad I stuck through it, because It's getting that much better. So yeah, that's it for this review. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know in the comments what you think if you read this book, or how much better the series gets. You know, anything you want to share, spoiler free. And yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching, everybody, and I'll see you next time.
Hi everyone! Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our Usmanis page. See ya!
Bye!